Mic check 2 1 2. So okay, so I got to get some things off my chest because I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. This is one of those. Let's say this is one of those men's mental health moments. So right now, what's going to take place is, in some form of way, in some form of fashion, I'm reaching out. I'm going through a lot in my head right now, and I'm even trying to just get my thoughts together to even say what it is I'm about to say. So, as the title of the description says, to honor a man, to honor a man. Right? I don't know how clear I'm coming through. I know nobody's going to tell me if I'm coming through clear. Yeah, I wanted to speak about this. So, the man that I am going to speak about that I want to honor is my father. So, quick little story time. My father's been dealing with, his kidney issues for quite some time, and he's been dealing with that. And they say that you're supposed to get about 10 years on a kidney. My father has reached a stage of about close to 14 years on one kidney, right? And he's getting to that point. Now, from here, it's just basically a slow decline. And one thing I'm very thankful for is as tough as it is me hearing my father tell me he might be going into hospice. I'm very thankful that he actually prepared me. He prepared me for this day. He prepared me. He always spoke to me about what it's like being on the other side. The number one thing he always would say to me, he said, it's not that any of us died. It's that the simple fact that you just walk into another room. So I'm seeing it for that light, right? He just walking into another room. So I went on ahead and I just pulled up some questions because I'm already super thoroughly sharp. This is going to not be a live that's going to get playback. It's not for that. It's just so I can have this recording for my father. So Even if y'all see me pop up on the panel, I'm smiling, blah, I really am going through something right now. Uh, I will honestly say, being truthful in this moment, my mental headspace is not in the best. My my spirit is not in the best place. I wish it was, but I want to talk about some things, right? The things I really want to talk about and highlight now that we got that out the way, right? I got my little vent out the way. Sometimes it's good to release. I want to speak about Father when it comes to what it was like growing up with him, right? It's his presence. So the very first question that was presented is, what was it like growing up with your father? Hmm. If I had to put it into words, it would be very peaceful. My father's more of a laid back, kind of chill, cool cat type guy. He's one of those like, oh man, don't let the world get to you type of people, but always pay attention to the world type of man. Never let this world run you over. But if I was to really describe it, it was a very humorous and very protective. I always felt protective, protected around my father. Moving along to the next question. What are the best memories of him? Best memories of my dad. Going with him to work when I was in elementary school. I would get off of school, go with him right down because he worked not too far from where I went to school. And I would go there and I would hang out at my dad's kitchen while he worked. I literally was that kid that was just there with my dad while he worked. And I would say that's probably some of the best memories. It's either that or it's a nice close tie with watching sports with him. I would never forget watching sports and TV with Pop. So nah, I would say, yeah, we gotta go with watching TV. Watching TV with my dad because it was a whole party watching TV with my dad. Let's go ahead and move it along. How much of an impact has he had? How much of an impact has he not had? Should be the question. Jeez Louise, man, my pops, man, the impact that he's had. I mean, not just on me, but just the family in its totality. It's out of this world. What was he best at? What was my father best at? Besides really making you feel good when you felt down, I'm gonna be honest with you. My father is that man in the kitchen. That's right, retired international gourmet chef. My father in food is like Picasso to the pen. It's crazy what my father can do with food. And I wish that he was the type of person that actually took time to record more about what it is that he used to do. Moving along. What was what was he best at? No, I read that one. Okay, here we go. What did he do for a living? Well, I just said that part. My father, what he did for a living was an international gourmet chef. That's what my father did. And again, like if it's anything that he was the best at, was definitely like just being all around, just like a great husband and father. You know what my father was best at being with me? One of my closest friends. Like now that I think about it, like our relationship, although his authority never left, my father was dope, just being a really good friend to me. But like the way he befriended his son, but never lost the sense of authority over his children. Out of this world, the balance that man had. Going on to the next one. So, how much time did you spend with him from birth even until now? I still speak to my father. I talked to him today, and he was talking to me about how he just wants for me to make sure I always give his granddaughter, my baby, right, my daughter, the best life possible. That's what we spoke about today. He said, just give her everything that you know me and your mother gave to you. So I actually still spoke to him. So how much time did you spend with him? I'm still spending time with him. So that is still occurring. Although I recognize what the inevitable consists of. Then last but not least, what was his strengths and what are his weaknesses? The strengths would be being able to get a person to picture what he says when he's giving wisdom. The way that man is able to get you to visualize what he has to say is out of this world. I would say another strength, if I was to just go down at least two of them, I mean, because it's too many he has, his ability to pay attention to detail. My father, you know, I would say more than myself in his height, in his prime, was absolutely much more of an observer and someone who pays attention to intricate detail more than myself. My father he just got that with him. And I would say definitely one of his largest strengths, believe it or not, I do take this as a strength, is my dad's sense of humor. It's just something about how his cheesy butt can make you laugh. And the family loves it. Love him. So I just basically came up here in a moment of needing to vent, needing to just release. Smitty is really going through a very difficult mental state right now because I'm on the cusp of losing someone I've had my entire life. You know, I don't have the stories of dad was a drunk, dad used to leave, dad was possibly cheating. Genuinely say I don't have those stories. Whatever it is that my father had as his true, real flaws, I mean, that's between him and God at this point, but I'm really just trying to like get a lot of as much off my chest as possible because, you know, man, what's going through my mind right now. Even when I put that post up, I put a post up that said when somebody has to dive into themselves, they step away from others. I had to dive into myself. I had to step away from others in a sense. Like I'm talking about people in my real life, like for a moment. Those who are the closest are still in contact, of course. I had to just step away. There is so much going through my mind. I've been having a difficult time actually getting certain tasks done throughout my day. I'm at that. I I want to feel better about this circumstance, and I know that my father always prepared me for this moment, but it's just something about it actually taking place. It's like, damn, am I really ready? Am I really ready for this? I've always been that person that is able to say condolences. I've always been that person to be able to say mine is still here. And it's not just what I know the toll it's going to take on my father of his health. It's the toll that it's also taken on my mother as his wife who loves her husband dearly. So not only am I having to deal with praying for my father, I'm also praying for the strength of my mother's heart and mental health and spirit as well. So again, just to make this very clear, I am so fully aware this live is only for me. This is something I want to replay back. So this is something I want to make sure I put into the ether, make it very clear, truly, where I stand as far as the relationship with my father. I'm so glad and I'm thankful that I had the opportunity or still do have the opportunity to make things very clear to him of what I apologize for and I'm able to make amends. I'm so thankful that he still has enough strength in him to be able to talk to me and give me a response back that sound clear. Very, very thankful for those things. It hasn't it hasn't been easy these last, like I would say, almost close to 8 months now. I've mentioned a little something about it here and there. Maybe somebody remembers, but if you all really pay attention, I really do keep that away from usually the panels and the live because I know people only thing they want to do is try to weaponize your pain against you or your experiences against you. I was thinking about it before I decided to go live tonight. Like, should I even tell anybody? Then I had to think to myself, are you really telling them or are you talking to yourself? I'm talking to me on this live. This is about my dad. I know I am fully aware I'm the one that really, for the most part, is going to be the one that cares because that's my people. Yes, at this point, there is a sense and a feeling of defeat. But what's crazy? For some reason, I'm able to rest at night. And I believe that the reason why I'm able to rest at night is primarily what I was just speaking about. I know my dad. I know the music he listens to. I know how he likes to dress. I know the food he eats. I knew what his health conditions were and aren't. I know I know the sports he like, what his favorite teams. I know my father's favorite color, as arbitrary as that might be. I know his favorite aftershave. I know exactly how he likes to groom himself and how he likes to keep himself. If he gets upset, I know how long it's going to take for him to get it out because I'm a reflection of that. You think I'm long winded. Boy, you ain't heard Pop. I know my father. That's my point. I know the look on his face when he's not happy, and I know the look on his face when he is. I know my dad, and I'm so thankful to be able to say that I know my father. I'm very, very, very thankful to know that I am one of the few and one of the rare that's able to say, you know what, before my father left here, I actually know that man. And so that's what I'm thinking about the most. So I promise you, this live is not for an audience. This live ain't for no link. This live ain't for nothing but me. This is for me, and it's something from me dedicated to my father. And just in case, anybody who might have missed it or didn't really catch it, my father's basically going into the point of hospice. I am a man who was born and I was raised with my dad. It's really taking a toll on my mental right now. And the thing about it is, I have people, like I said, I can possibly call, but it's like, I don't want to put that on nobody. So you say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to just go live and I'm just going to speak, and I'm going to speak about all the great things that I know about that man. When I was going through the toughest times, it wasn't my mother that was there for me. It wasn't mom. It was my dad. When I was like locked up, when I had to need somebody to come to court, if I needed somebody to, pay a bond, if I needed somebody to show up to anything that was going on, my father was always there. And you know what? He was doing all of this while dealing with migraine headaches and one kidney. He was dealing with all of that. And I mean, knew how to keep a smile on his face. He always had shades on, like Stevie, because he was light sensitive. He's light sensitive. And I don't care what it was that I've ever done. As angry as he's always gotten at me, he always still reminds me, you're loved. I don't like you right now. Me and your mother didn't raise you this way, but I'm still your father and I still love you. I don't believe that I should have to wait till Father's Day to say something like this. I don't believe any of us should. And again, I know because so many people in our community who may not have the memories that I have, this may not be the most, accepted of subjects when it comes to folks. But one more game for the win. And I have to remind myself. That's why I'm repeating myself. This is not for you. This is for me. The impact that this man had in my life beyond measure. The best memories of him. There have been too many to keep count. What was it like growing up with him? The best feeling of protection one can ever possibly imagine. What was he best at? Keeping his family intact. What did he do for a living? International gourmet chef. You know what else he did for a living? Keep his family intact. How much time did you spend with him? Time still being spent. That's not past tense just of yet. I'm preparing myself. I know what's on the way. I know what's soon to come. So this is my way of just trying to mentally prepare myself for when it actually does take place. This will be a live that I can go back and listen to myself of me, give myself a little bit of inspiration and hope throughout it. What was his strengths and what was his weaknesses? Man, if ever I have not seen somebody so strong going through so many physical ailments, it is absolutely out of this world, mind boggling to me. My father's strength was his perseverance, his ability to keep going, what it was. It was his ability to just keep on going. And what was his weakness? If I really had to revise it, although I answered it earlier, I would say, just like myself, he cares too much. My father's one of those people, he cares so much it'll stress him out. That can be a weakness. But I just wanted to come up here and I just wanted to share that, get that off of my chest, off of my mind. How much absolute love. Yes, my biological dad. And it's like, it's crazy, right? It's like he's not gone yet. He's in the hospital. Been there for some days now. And just for the record, in case y'all wonder, maybe, because I heard somebody say to me on the panel, I don't have to shout a name out. But like he was like, Smitty, you've been kind of going on for the last couple weeks on panels. And you know something I realized? I'm a lot more hurt about this than what it is that I proclaim to be. I'm actually not as okay as I say I am. I'm not okay. So I've been doing a lot more prayer. You better believe I've been in that place. A lot sitting down, meditation and thinking, a lot more like thinking, just going off muscle memory of every single instant moment that I can think of with that man. And it really makes it tough because I'm still getting over one of my best friends in second grade. He just passed away. So now here it is. I'm speaking to my father on the phone, him in the hospital. He's talking about some, yeah, they're talking about putting me in hospice. I mean, just the fact that my father even uttered those words, you have no idea. It's like because he's the strongest man I know. A lot of people have heard me say it, my very, very first superhero, before there was a Flash or a Daredevil or a Batman, there was Senior. That's right. His name was Super Senior, aka my dad. Greatest superhero I've ever seen. I never even realized how much my father didn't make while I was growing up until I got grown up. Like his ability to make you think that we really were wealthy was out of this world because of his responsible ability to manage and budget the money and not squander it. You know what else is crazy? I've always talked about this too, like how my father did not go to church. My dad didn't go to church at all. Uh, but I learned way more about God from my father than I did my mother. My mother's the one that always took us to church. It was mom took us to church, hmm. Especially during football season. Y'all know how that go. Yeah, he's like, nah, kick off that one. You don't get home till about 2:33. I will never forget the only birthday celebration party I can remember having one time because I always got in trouble. That's what it was, right? I always got in trouble and I always got punished right around my birthday. It's crazy. But I remember 1990. My father took Marcus, Marcus, James, Freddie, and Pierre. I remember he took all of us. We were living in Delphi, Prince George's County, Maryland, PG. And I remember he took us to the movie theaters to go see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, I'm going to have to, at this point, maybe revise that memory I just said. That might have been one of the greatest ones. Now, I never forget when he took me to go see The People Under the Stairs. And you know, one of my very, very main movies I will never be able to forget. Anytime I see it, I'm going to think of my father. It will be Night of the Living Dead. Black and white version, that is. Yes, that's right. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Yeah, that's my pops. That's my pops. Loves himself a cold Gatorade and some peanut M&Ms. That's my dad. You know, I remember when I used to write and he would come and he would tell me, right? He'd just be like, it's something that channels through you because there's no way my son are writing those words. And I'm saying that to say he always recognized truly the depth that artistic skills had, or should I say, born with gifts and talents. He always saw it. He always used to encourage me so much. He did. You know, my father, he was, when I used to play recreational basketball, I think, let me see, this was, so my brother and me was playing that. That's right. Yeah, that old, back on Nickelodeon. That's back on Saturday Night Snick. I think I was about eighth grade. Okay, there we go. That was about seventh and eighth grade. That was middle school. And I remember, I remember he was the assistant coach. But I also remember how much a lot of the teammates actually flocked to my father a whole lot more than the actual main coach. Like they loved my dad. My dad was one of those fathers, like a Huxtable, you know, like they'd be like, hey, you guys are like the Huxtables as far as the family dynamic goes. And anybody who came to the home, my father always made them feel like they actually was part of the home. You see where I am? Um, I'm just now looking at some comments. Thank you, Mama. So, you know, just I want you guys to recognize something. This is let me just say this. I have not gone through the grieving process yet because my father, he's still here. Like I'm pretty sure he's asleep by now on some medication, but I'm pretty sure I can call him tomorrow and talk to him. I'm recognizing that it's coming closer and closer to the time that one day I won't be able to dial his cell phone. That's what I'm recognizing. And so everything I'm doing right now is just to kind of, this is like just a little, I'm just trying to shake it off. I'm just trying to keep my head level. I know for a fact I'm going to have to be one of the main pillars to keep my mom and my sisters and everybody else, you know, from breaking down too much. I know I'm gonna have to, like, somebody's gonna have to be the one who wipe the tears and not have his tears being wiped. So I'm trying to prepare myself for not breaking down. because it's wild, man. It's wild how like, like I'm a strong dude. Like when it comes to like really going through anything or whatever, I'm a strong dude. But as much as my father always prepared me for this, it's like, how much am I really ready? How did he prepare you for it, Smitty? Just continuously talking to me about how you don't die. Like when y'all hear me say, I don't use the word die, I use crossover or passed on or passed away. I get that from my pops. That's my pops teaching coming out right there. That's my dad. He's the one that taught me that. Not pastor, not a book, not a script. My father, just his words, us sitting down watching a game or something, or just looking at National Geographics or what have you. That's what I would be sitting down listening to. And he always told me again, and I don't know if I said it earlier, but to reiterate, he always said to me, "You do not die. You simply cross over. Crossing over is equivalent to walking in from one room of the house to the next. You're still at home. You just went to a different section of your home." And I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. That's like, I shit you not. That's the number one main thing that's keeping me going. Is keeping that in my mind. We don't die. We just walk into another room. I really appreciate you guys, whoever might have been listening. Thank you for whatever little bit of time you might have given this live. I appreciate you. But right now, who I appreciate the most is my father. I appreciate him for raising me to who I am today. I thank him for teaching me and guiding me. I thank him for instilling discipline inside of me. That is what I thank my father for. I thank him for that. Thank you, Dad. So yeah, this live ain't for you. It ain't for no nothing. This is something that I can listen to later on going down. As much as I've been sitting back and pondering on like how am I gonna go about this? I got to do exactly what it is that he taught me to do. Exactly what it is that my father taught me to do. Is always remember you're just put in another position of life. He said, when I exit, that's when you step up. These are all the things my father taught me. When I exit, you are to step up. So I've been praying on it as far as God, please give me the strength to make sure that I know how to step up. So you know how they say men suffer in silence. This is definitely one of those moments. You know how we talk about men's mental health and stuff like that. This is one of those moments, and I really don't have nobody to reach out to about this. No one, because either I can dial your number and you will pick up, and I don't want to put that burden on you, or I just don't even trust you with my secrets. I don't trust you to be vulnerable. So it's very true. This is a real life key moment when we say men suffer in silence by ourselves, to ourselves. It's very true. Oh no, can I show that? There we go. I see you. see you. This is really one of those times, man. And it's like, y'all do got to keep that in mind. Like, so when I say, like, we don't know each other that much when we're on these spaces and out here, we don't know what somebody's really, truly going through. I can't stress it enough. I am not sharing this with y'all. I just don't have no damn body to talk to about it. And if I keep it on my chest, I'm going to rupture something vicious mentally because it's my father. It's my father. I don't have nobody to talk to about what I'm going through right now. I just got to eat that shit by myself. I got to eat this. Once I click up off of here, no, my phone's not going to ring. The day that my father actually does exit, my phone's not going to ring. I'm not going to get cards and visits. It's a real thing. I'm going to be another man who I got to go through this by myself. It's heavy. Niggas, trying to tell you, man, it gets real heavy. I I really do mean it when I say that what don't kill you makes you stronger, but it also can turn you callous. I feel it. I feel it in my bone. How more and more I'm becoming numb to life, the more and more I go through these traumatic circumstances. I never have any relief. Like I said, I just lost a best friend from second grade just this month. We just laid him to rest on the 4th of February. And now I gotta get a phone call from my mother. And I get to calling my dad at the hospital because he has a cell phone and he's telling me that they're thinking about putting him on hospice because his kidney's failing. You know how strong my father's been? You know how tough it is to see your greatest hero not be able to pick themselves up? You know how tough that is? You know how tough it is for me not to break down right now? Like, I mean, just fully just crash out and break down right now. Like inside of my spirit, I just want to throw and break shit right now. But I know that the number one thing I have to be is I have to be that strong son. My father expects me to uphold the torch. He expects for me everything. Now, this is your time. This is your moment. I taught you. I raised you. I gave you the guidance. I know you had your mistakes and I know you still have your flaws. But this is when you step up. So as much as I want to break down, I can't. I'm not even afforded the luxury to. I gotta hold this in. I gotta keep it to me. I gotta just hold it in because there are people around me who need to see me smile and have strength and give it to them. And I don't even really have it for myself right now because I'm so used to giving people strength and I don't get it back. So now that I need some for myself, I'm looking in the tank and it's like it's empty. It's empty. So yeah, I just want to say when you guys get to talking about mental men's health and I mean, men's mental health and stuff like that. You'd be surprised who's right around you, who's going through so much and you don't even know it because they're always supposed to keep a strong facade, never supposed to let you know that they hurt. One, because you're so used to them being strong, and then two, because in our minds we know it's just another story. Welcome to the club. Okay? I just want to make sure that I really did get all out that I wanted to say. Just taking a moment, I'm just pausing real quick. I just want to make sure that I really did get it all out. So again, like, and so y'all think I'm just dealing with having to keep my mentality and my mind strong. Like, you really think the only thing I'm dealing with is my leg circumstance and people trying to make fun of that? I'm dealing with that and keeping a smile on my face with that. On top of, you all don't even realize I'm suffering because my father is slowly passing away. This is why I say, this is exactly why I say we don't know each other on this internet stuff. That this is exactly why I'm very, very delicate in how I deal with anyone when it comes to the internet. So now I'm extending it outside of myself because I know I'm not the only one going through something. I'm just another person in line. But I must say it does. It feels good to be able to just release for a moment, just to myself. It feels good to just release just for a moment because I don't think that's something I can hold in with on top of everything else that's going on. That's not something I can just hold in. That's something that's just a little bit too much for me to try to just keep that bottled up. And then people be wondering and saying is, man, I don't know. I've been seeing you. It seems like you snapping lately. Like, nah, I'm not snapping. I'm just going through it. I'm going through it while trying to keep a smile on my face. And I'm fully aware I am in a day and age in a world of, bruh, don't nobody give two shits about what you're going through. Nobody cares, bro. The only one that cares is you. And sometimes if I was to really be in my heart of hearts and be honest, it would be nice if somebody else cared along with me just so long as I mean, just to just to ease and relieve me for a moment. I'll get right back to it myself. But that's not promised to you in this world. Why? Because this life is not fair. These are all the things that us as men were born and indoctrinated and raised into. But don't nobody give two shits about your pain. And so that's why I come to the conclusion it doesn't matter. That's why this live is for me because I care. I care about my pain because I care and I love me. I care about and love me, should I say. And I wanted to make it very clear that there are those of us who still have memories of having an awesome upbringing, and not everybody grew up effed up. Some of us, like I said before, I was born in love because my father and my mother love each other. And the number one thing my father always let me know was that there are just certain things in life you gotta let go. You have to let it go because if you don't let it go, it's going to eat you alive from the inside out. The most difficult to heal is what goes on inside the body, not outside. Most cuts and scars we can heal, that internal disease, that cirrhosis, that kidney failure, that stomach, that colon, whatever it is, that's what's most difficult to heal is what eats you up from the inside. I gotta release right now because I can't have this shit eat me up from the inside. I still gotta pay bills. I still gotta keep a smile on my face for my kid. I still gotta keep a smile on my face for those I love and who was in my life. I still gotta wake up and feed my pets and water the plants. And I still gotta make sure I wash my ass and brush my teeth and wash my face. I still gotta make sure no matter what's going on right now, I keep going. It is not the easiest when you're the only one telling yourself to just keep going. That's that's my rock at the hard spot. Yeah, for the record, he hasn't passed away yet. I don't know how much of this you've heard. My father's still alive. I spoke to him today. His kidney is failing. He's speaking about the fact that the doctor said he may need to go into hospice. So that day hasn't came just yet. Lord forbid, still anytime soon. I'm I'm in a very like confused state right now. But you know what though? Like I still, yes, I gotta come around. I gotta smile. I gotta keep it pushing. I gotta keep moving. You want to know why? Because my father wouldn't want anything less. But you know who I'm really concerned about is my mother. See, my father, he's at peace with things. It's my mom. I'm worried about. I'm worried about her more than anything else. But is that it for me? Hmm. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot more to say coming up in the future. I pray to God not anything in the nearby future. But yeah, as it stands, my father is still kicking and ticking. He's still breathing. I spoke to him today, right? He still picks up his cell phone. It's just I'm preparing myself spiritually and mentally for what is going to arrive soon. So yes, he is still here. He is still here. So I mean, to anybody, this is one of them times. Look, how about this? I don't ever ask for anything. I don't ask y'all to subscribe. I don't ask you to like. I don't ask you to share. I don't ask you to cash at me. But I do beg of you on this one. Pray for my mental health in this moment right now. Pray, give me a prayer. Shout out a prayer to Smitty if you don't mind doing that. I'm reaching out to my people. I'm reaching out to my own. I could use my people right now when it comes to prayer. If you can do that, man, that's better than any like, subscribe, share, and anything that you ever done for me. Just a simple prayer. I don't care. Fake like you care. Shoot, just try it. Something that'll make that'll make my day. And I promise you, whether you told me you did it or not, I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna know it'll be received. I promise you that. Especially if it's something that truly comes from the heart, it will be received. But if there's nothing I've ever asked anybody for, pray for me, please. Please just pray for me. Because I really am a man that's hurting right now. So Y'all may see me pop right up on the panel, talk, about the topic, smile, laugh, joke, and everything else. Just note that, like we always say, you never know what somebody's going through deep down inside. Some of us are just better at hiding it than others. I just don't want to go off the deep end because I never did give my chance a self. I mean, I never gave myself a chance to release. This is just all about a release. I have to release all that I'm feeling and going through right now internally that nobody else can feel but me. But I'm pretty sure that you can empathize with what it is that I feel on the inside. Because I know damn near all of us have been there at some point. It's my turn. It's just my turn. That's all. That's all. And that's what I accept. I accept that. It's my turn. I'm not exempt. Just trying to like really get my mind through it. So, I was telling my pops, I said, I'm gonna come up there to the hospital, see you. We can watch some so yeah, I was telling him, I was like, man, uh, I was like, you can go ahead and watch some reruns of the game. I I told him I'd bring him his favorite Gatorade and stuff, right? Yeah, it's that time. That time. Yeah, it's that time. Let me go ahead and get a Charlie tonight. Peace. And for the record, just so y'all know, I'm good. I'm all right. A good release is something that's needed from time to time. I'm somebody who holds back a lot. And y'all would swear up and down. You would swear up and down, I'm just fine. And a lot of times I'm not. It just might be maybe I'm not okay. So I just wanted to make that clear. And don't nobody get to worrying all super hard and stuff like that. Still, as we all know, this life does. It just simply keeps going on, man. Ain't nothing about to stop because of my pops. It ain't stopped because of your people's, right? And I ain't nobody different. But I know that I will take a moment of silence for mine. The world don't have to stop, but I can take a moment of silence. And that's where I am with it. So I thank you all, and if it's all right, let's go ahead and definitely give a black father who took care of his a big round of applause. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let's hit that one more again. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Anybody who took time to listen to this, anybody who took time to give me a prayer, um, That's the only thing I ask for. Thank you. That's about all I ask for. Any and everything else I fend for myself. And with that being said, you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Doctor?